Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Jamie. This is gonna be my 6-month on tea video. It's actually, I think, more than 6 months. It's like a couple weeks after 6 months. But better late than never. I think I wanted to just talk about some physical updates and maybe some other stuff. I haven't been documenting really a lot of physical changes because I feel like there's not a ton, but then at the same time there kind of is. I guess the biggest thing I would say is body hair. Like on my legs, I just keep getting more and more hairy, and that's totally fine. I like it a lot, actually. The back of my thighs are hairy, and my butt's hairy, and like, I know, I expected that, and people told me, like, you're gonna get hairy, and I'm like, I know, and that's fine, but it's like, I just keep getting hairier, and it keeps getting longer and darker, and that's like, every time that I'm like, oh, my legs are hairy, and now I'm like, no, now they're hairy, and I'm sure in another few months it'll be like, no, now my legs are hairy. But it's good. My arms are getting a little hairier, and it's still coming in a little bit, but and most of the hair growth is on like lower half of my body, my legs and my butt. Like my stomach, my happy trail is like, I have some darker hairs, and I have like a little bit of hair around like my nipples, but I just don't have chest or stomach hair. As far as my facial hair goes, it's like still pretty much nothing. I get some dark hairs, like, I don't know, like 6 or 8 or 10 or something on my chin, and I mean, I definitely am growing hair on my face. It's just really thin and really blonde and just not coarse or dark. I shave probably every 2 or 3 days just because it does start to feel a little stubbly. My partner's like, ew. Not like in a bad way, she's just like, ew, you're stubbly. Not like, ew, don't kiss me, just like, I don't know. She knows that makes me happy because I always am like, can you see this? Do you see this? Tell me you're here. Do you see this hair over here that just came in? Like, dorky. So that'll keep coming, I hope. I don't think my hairline has receded. I just cut the sides of my hair, so you can't tell now. But before I cut it, my hairline, I don't think has changed at all. People talk about this like squaring off a little bit, and I don't really think that's happened, or if it has, not to really a noticeable degree. Let's see, my arms still, I'm like amazed at just, I've always been such a twig, and I'm still like, look at me, I'm still a twig. And I'm not working out or anything, but I just like, I don't know, I'll just like catch myself in the mirror, and I'm like, oh, hey, you kind of have arms now. That's cool. My veins, tons of people comment on my veins. I don't even know if you can, ooh, it's so, here, we'll focus on that. Can you see my arm hair? Can you see my veins? I'm super veiny. People always comment on that. Maybe I'm really dehydrated, but I don't think it's that. I think I'm just super veiny now. In this video, I feel like my neck is looking a little maybe different, and like you can kind of maybe see some Adam's apple coming in, which would be cool. I don't know, so I'm a little over 6 months on tea, and it's really great, and I don't think I will be quitting or lowering my dose anytime soon. I'm just really loving this adventure that I'm on right now, and it's feeling really right. I've been thinking about the possibility of changing, well, not like changing pronouns, I guess, but like also using he, him pronouns in more areas of my life. my friends and people that I interact with regularly in my personal life are awesome. Everyone uses they, them pronouns for me. It's not a problem, and I like it. I think it's still my preferred pronoun. But as I am presenting and being read more masculine more regularly, like strangers or people I don't know, I'm reading male. And just so many people don't understand non-binary identities, and so many people don't understand they, them pronouns. And I've been thinking about this for a long time, and one of my biggest reasons why I don't necessarily want to just default to using he, him pronouns is because I feel like that's for other people's convenience and not for mine, and my identity is my identity and deserves to be respected, you know, no matter what it is. But in reality, I feel like that also causes me a lot of anxiety of being misgendered she by my family or people that have known me as female in other times in my life, and they just don't really get the they them thing. Whereas if I was using he pronouns, they're making an effort that's just they them is such a foreign concept for so many people. That I'm like, I'm okay being identified by strangers as male, so why not maybe just, I don't know. So I've been thinking about that. I think I will probably end up doing that. I just don't know how soon or when, or if that'll just come up in conversation with my folks, or I don't know. But I don't mind presenting male and wanting to be read male. That doesn't invalidate my non-binariness, and I've done a lot of exploring, like, with myself of, like, do I still identify as non-binary, and do I still not identify as male or man, or am I not just FTM? And I don't think that's, I still strongly identify as non-binary, and just want to be presenting and being read as male, and that's totally fine. So that's like a quick 6-month update of what I'm looking like and sounding like, and things are still changing. I mean, it's not as quickly as it was maybe the first 6 months, first few months even, but you know, watching other videos or just even thinking back, or if I just like don't pay attention to my body for a few days, then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, here's this new thing, or whatever. So it's good. I'm having a good time. I will maybe make some more updates. I don't know, I'm coming up close to my 1 year I'm coming up close to my 1 year post-op surgery. There we go. So I'm gonna try and make a video for that next month. I still have lots of topics that I kind of want to make videos about, and then I get discouraged about making videos. Sometimes the effort feels too much. Sometimes I don't feel like I want to be on display, or I don't know, I've been kind of thinking and processing a lot lately. I feel like I've been staying in my house a lot, like, not in a sad or depressed way. We have, like, friends over, and I go do stuff with friends, but I haven't been, like, out and about, going out to clubs, or, like, just being a homebody mostly. And I think a lot of that is to do with, like, feeling like I'm not ready to be on display, like, I'm not in my final form yet, and so sometimes it just is hard to deal with still being kind of in between. But also, I think a lot of it comes from, I feel like I'm on display a lot. Like, I remember before I started T watching a video that was like, things no one told me about transitioning, and one of this person's main points was like, be ready to become like the poster child of trans within your circle. And like, I kind of heard that and kind of was like, well, like, whatever. but I like really feel like that's proving to be true. I do feel like I am the trans poster child in my workplace or among my graduate cohort or things like that. I'm just so openly and so visibly trans in this part of my transition, and sometimes that's a lot. And so at the end of the day, I just kind of want to be home and be around people that that it's not a big deal, you know? And not that anyone's making it a huge deal, or I haven't encountered like any negativity in these other spaces. It's just like mentally and emotionally taxing sometimes. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I've been using the men's restroom really frequently, like actually gendered bathrooms, which I've been avoiding gendered bathrooms for the last like 5 years, it feels like. But at work especially, I've been using the men's room, and it was kind of scary and weird, and I felt like I was a secret spy at first, but it feels less scary now. One thing that kind of helped that feel less scary was I was at the point where I was just being read as male more often than not, and I didn't want to go into a women's restroom and make women feel unsafe in a bathroom. I would rather me feel unsafe in a men's room than make other women maybe feel unsafe with me in that restroom. Not that I was necessarily using the women's restroom, but if I'm in a situation where I have to choose, like regardless of what I'm wearing or who I'm with or whatever, I feel like I can comfortably use the men's room. I might make a whole video about that just because it's so weird. Bathrooms are like such gendered and divided spaces, and you've like been socialized from such a young age to like, you don't go in the wrong bathroom. I don't know, there's like a lot of shit going around with bathrooms like your whole life. It's just, I don't know. So now that I'm like in the men's room, it's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like I'm tricking people, because like that's obviously not what trans people are doing. They're not tricking anyone, but it like still kind of feels that way sometimes, of like like they're reading me as male. And I think some of that was also because like I don't super identify as man, and so being gendered in a different way other than female is still like kind of a novel thing, and I don't know. It's good. I'm liking it. I think I'm gonna be on T for a long time, but again, I'm open to the idea that that could change, and that's alright. But so far, it's been great. This was kind of a long video, but I haven't made one in a while, so I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you have a good day. It is 4:20 if you're into that. So I hope you have a good day and week, and as always, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.